Well, that time is nearly upon us where Conan Exiles releases its new upcoming age. We're looking forward to the Age of Heroes this time, so I thought what better way to explore what is upcoming than to react to their live stream that was on the 15th of August, so a little bit late. So get comfy, grab yourself a beverage. I personally have a gigantic coffee to help me be enthused through this whole, I was gonna say ordeal, but it's not really an ordeal, that's a bit dramatic. But yeah, get comfy, grab a bevy, and we'll sit through this live stream and listen to me yap on about my opinions. Put on my far too excessive headphones for a reaction video, but actually literally all I have, so here we are. So we will be watching this in a little bit quicker speed, 1.25, because, well, I don't want to be here all day. And likely it'll get butchered a little bit in editing, so if you do want to see the whole video, I will have it linked somewhere in the description. Now, like I said before, these are just my opinions. You do not have to agree with them, but I do have a ridiculous amount of hours in this game, so I feel entitled to have a few opinions here and there. So let's hope that they appease me. No, they don't have to appease me, but it would be nice because I've played a lot of PvP, a lot of PvE, and a lot of modded servers, so I feel well-rounded. But like I said, you don't have to agree. Let me know in the comments though if you do agree with some of my takes or some of the takes that you took from the video that I may have missed, or what you do disagree with what I say. Always curious to hear what you'll have to say. Without further ado, let's get going.
Lots to talk about today. Where do we start? Okay, so to set some expectations for today, so this will be a live preview, a couple of the new features that'll be coming all y'all's way in the next age, which, as you may know by now, is Age of Heroes. So we'll be going over.
I was wondering what they were gonna call it.
Introduced with the first chapter, and then showcase some new cosmetics, a couple other things that are hot topics within the community.
Hopefully you can hear me over them. We'll see.
In chapter 1 of the Age of Heroes.
Yeah, so like as always, like we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves. I don't want to get too far ahead, but like of course, like this is just like the first installment of the new age, and so like there will be continuous like expansions upon these new features. So we'll be going through the new features, allowing for some questions from chat.
I'll likely pause when I've actually got a proper take to have, but if my speaking over them annoys you, sorry. It's likely going to happen though.
But we can't get too much into the weeds about like lots of specific details.
Get into the weeds, get into the details.
Potentially spoilery.
Want to know. Spoil it.
Yeah, I'll see. We'll get there.
Is it worth it?
So I'm a little get my nerves shaked out because it's like, oh yeah, this is fine.
It's funny because he looks even more with 1.25.
Of course, our sprawling base using tons of building pieces. Also, disclaimer: this is still pre-release footage, so there's some things that may not necessarily be quite as intended. But we're just gonna walk by here as if they're just going about their business, right? So,
what's gonna bet they may or may not fix that by release?
Ooh, is this a cook?
Oh, he's always so surprised by things. That's so funny.
What's going on here?
Is going on here? Fucking tell us.
The first main feature that we are introducing with Age of Heroes, we are calling living settlements, and so. This new feature.
I've been wanting this for so long.
Into your settlements and your base.
If he's going to say what I think he's going to say, like we needed this years ago. We built a massive village on PvP years ago because we were super bored. And on console, we placed thralls around, we dressed them up, put them in little scenes and all that. We got so roleplay with it. It's the only time I really got roleplay with it. And it was just lacking. Really needed that immersion. And now we are going to be able to get that. Trolling dudes, guys hanging out, changing positions. I already like that you could have the bar just for that aspect, although the whole tavern thing itself's a bit meh, but this could make it worth it. Not that I'll likely ever go back to PvP or full-time commitment, but I do like building cool shit in this game, and this could make it even cooler, and I like whatever the hell this round thing is on the side. It's looking like a planetarium device thingy, and I want it.
The feature is comprised of a major rework of all like worker type thralls. As you may know, there's like two main archetypes of thralls, one being like combatants and the other being workers.
Yeah.
Workers were just kind of like this sort of like socket piece that you put into like a bench, and they just like stay there in perpetuity, and they just kind of are all.
Oh, the worker's going to get around now too, because that's kind of cool.
And only ever having forced threads, right? Like.
Although I'm pretty sure this does mean this is the update where they're changing it so you won't be able to have thralls as symbols anymore, like put them away in boxes and stuff. If that's what they decided on doing, it could be pretty rip for a lot of people, especially PvP, because we already know they hate PvP. But a pretty big strat is to have stash stuff with spare thralls and things in it. If you can't do that or steal people's thralls to get up, like like people say they don't hate PvP, but their actions do speak differently. But you know, they could wildly surprise me in a minute and say all the things that I'm asking questions to. They could answer it impeccably, and I could be eating my foot in the whole situation. But from what I've seen before in the past, they generally like don't really consider PvP strats and that. In fact, they're usually like, don't do that. How dare you do that? How dare that work for you to defend your stuff? We must remove it immediately. You have to die instantly. You thought you could have protection? Well, we thought intended things. No, they said bug. Well, whatever. I digress. Let's continue.
Starting with this update, all worker type thralls have been converted into proper individual placeable characters that can be placed within the world, can be customized, can be ordered to follow you around, or be assigned to a...
Fun facts. I just realized before I was going to comment on the fact that they said that they were in the cloth bindings and all of that, in cloth bindings? Cloth clothing. And you can't really do anything about that. Have they never had Azura dudes? I specifically would go out and get them so they had like fancy clothes on, and I have fancy clothes thralls. And there's a couple of other ones here and there, like some Sumerians who wear different clothes, so they're tripping.
Come on over here. Come on.
Yeah, there's basically no difference between a fighter and a blacksmith now. You know, you place them in the world the same way, convert them.
This also could be dangerous, especially with being raided, because they used to be a little bit safe before, because, well, like I said before, you could put them in a box if you're about to be raided, or on PvE, they have them in, you can't access the benches. So like if someone kites something to your base, which can still happen, these guys wouldn't get messed up, but now they might. At least the purges, not how it used to be, because I would have fucking sucked. Was it?
And once you put them down, you know, we introduced this.
Like, are we going to be able to use them as a fighter?
See where you place a thrall to do its work. So the barkeeper does that, and we took that and applied it across all of the workstations in the game. So if you want to assign something to a specific action or workstation now, you just move them right to the one you want them to go into.
So that's just one part of this. The other part is you may notice that there's some characters just kind of like milling about.
A little highlight there too is some thralls are a bit like, what bench do I put them in? Especially with what was it, 2.0, I believe, or 1.8, when they brought in the multitude of different benches for no reason. It was hard to know which thrall went in what bench sometimes, because we used to make everything in like 3 benches, and then there was more. So this would be fun for new players who are struggling with that too. If they're like, what do I put in a die bench? They might not instantly think an alchemist, because we used to craft it in an alchemy bowl, so we assumed that. But one is not always to know.
So all these characters, all these worker type,
it's gonna be a long ass video.
Have their own individual specific needs that they will work to attend to automatically, including things which include things like drinking and eating, sleeping, working, and can also...
That's kind of cool. So they're going to actually start eating food again, because they took that away for a minute, and then the thrall pots were a little bit useless, and then you really only had to feed them if they're out in battle, particularly. Now we're going to have to feed our worker thralls and maybe have beds for them. Are they going to get debuffs if they don't rest, like in Soul Mask? It's very turning Soul Mask. I feel like they may have got a little bit of inspiration.
Include fighting and
we'll see.
You know, there's essentially not a big difference between like a blacksmith and a fighter, but like
statistically there is.
Yeah, but like, and also like a cook is going to be way less likely to like want to, you know, engage in direct combat versus like a regular.
But also it kind of makes sense too, because if they fight you when you're taming them,
they'll just flee or cower instead of actually getting into a fight.
But don't cower. Don't just get killed. At least try. Yeah.
So when it comes to, I know that there are going to be some questions that come up really soon with this, so I'll kind of get ahead of them. But when it comes to fighters, archers, and dancers, when you place them out in the world, they'll act just the way
she's growing a little bit. It's the last video.
The guards will stand wherever you position them to guard. The archers will stand posted wherever you send them. So they'll still defend normally. Dancers won't move around, so you don't have to worry about seeking, corruption, cleansing. So we didn't really change them. But crafting thralls, they'll go about their lives. You know, they will.
Don't eat my hairbrush.
That they can pretend to eat or sleep. And an important distinction with the system is that we didn't want to add a new layer on top of the game that was like, okay, well, now you're playing a life simulator or...
That's good, because like that is...
Conan Exiles. So you're really logging in and playing the same...
That is a little bit intense in Soul Mask sometimes, I'm not going to lie. It's pretty good once you get everything like finely tuned and all your different followers are set up to the auto crafting and stuff. But if one of them dies, you're screwed. Like if someone vital in the line who's crafting the food dies, then no one eats. A little intense. So I'm kind of glad they skipped out on that. But if you do like a deeper version, a more immersive, more detailed, structured game, Soul Mask. You want something pretty surface level and fun. Love building in Conan, but it's very surface level Conan Exiles.
Game, and life is just happening around you.
Oh,
If a Thrall needs to eat, and they're basically just looking for a building that says this is somewhere you can eat, and they go there and they eat out of a little bowl with their spoon until they're happy that they're full again, and then they go off and do something else. And when they eat, it doesn't cost you items. It's just the illusion.
Are they going to not do work while this is happening?
That they are living. So as you're coming in, it's kind of like someone phrased it the other day as like Thrall RP. Like all the Thralls are RPing now, and that's really what it is.
Which is so needed. That's literally what I was saying earlier.
You're wondering the like the needs and all that are also something that can be modded, and so yeah, our intent is that
They're going so fast.
and we don't want this feature to like block your like moment to moment like the core gameplay of Conan Exiles. But like if you wanted to try something on your own, yeah, go hog wild. That's totally fine.
Yeah,
we are totally fine with that.
You know, the Thralls behind the scenes are using things to determine what needs they need to meet, and then they look for objects in the world that will meet those needs for them, and that's completely moddable. You can change the behavior of a Thrall whenever they're seeking or performing a certain need. You can change the needs that they have and the rate at which they
Moddable to just regular players or moddable only to mods? Stupid moment.
decay or refill. So everything is mod friendly here. You can add new needs that don't exist.
So yeah.
Yeah, they were talking about mods. So if you play on console, I'm sorry, you get defaults.
Getting into to touch back on also making sure that everyone understands that like this is not intended to like get in the way of like regular gameplay. I also changed the time of data.
That is nice.
See if I can coax
It just
some of our,
is what they kind of needed to add a bit more flavor.
Your workers will work to also meet their own needs automatically, and so you may be wondering like, oh, what happens if my guy just like walks off and like
He's not the workbench.
Like he's not the workbench anymore. Like I have this
exactly what I'm saying.
bonuses. Like where's my guy? Like I can't build anything. What do I do? So we kept that in mind. Let's see here.
Good.
Where's the armor bench? Oh, that's it. Right. Perfect. I was like, wait, is that the dude? Okay, so a worker does not have
Enough
to be
said.
actively at the bench in order to be able to like have the crafting.
I need my hand. Stop doing
We've added some functionality,
Stop doing it.
new UI elements on the crafting thing above my head up here. Where if you have multiple different followers in your roster that I believe it's within 50 meters of the bench itself. Yeah,
It's currently 50.
That's cool too. So you don't necessarily have to change them out, but can you select which one you actually want it to use? So it won't just randomly go and make your armor with the durability guy.
Meters, it's something we can adjust. So if people find that, hey, 50 meters is obnoxious, it's not enough space, we can try to increase that and make it more convenient.
Yeah,
it's pretty big.
Yeah, let's I guess in a second also like
Unless they're wondering
I'd like
off
to show,
further
what
than
50
that.
meters is, I guess, like in game if that's possible.
That's not.
Before we get too ahead of ourselves, so this new UI element here allows you to choose between. If you have multiple followers in your roster that can apply their bonuses to a bench, you'll have the option of choosing which one you want to apply to the bench, and then you'll actually be able to see exactly what bonuses they confer. And if you really want to get into like the exact like crunchy numbers, you can press this button to expand this, and you'll see the actual like the full range of like numerical bonuses that they provide for you. For crafting. This will apply to every single crafting station, every single crafter. Of course, the ones with like unique bonuses. And so and they have to be able to apply those bonuses to that specific bench. So like it may be that like one bench only has like one option, but like this, for example, has 3.
Yeah, we looked at crafting benches and Thralls and the
So they're changing crafting benches? What I gathered from that?
Currently, whenever at least when we
They
started
got
working, and now the most.
I'm still unsure if you can take them out and put them in your
So we
pocket.
literally just added 3 slots to show which Thrall types you could choose from, and it'll automatically pick the highest bonuses, like the highest quality bonuses that you can get. So if you have a tier 1 and a tier 2 like alchemist, it'll show only the bonuses for the tier 2. And then if you add a tier 3 to your settlement and it's in range, you won't see the tier 2 bonus anymore because the tier 3 is objectively better. It's only when you get to the tier 4 range where you have options between how you modify the output that you need to be able to make a choice. I'd like this to weigh less, or I'd like this to have higher armor, for example.
There's something.
Again,
Let me know in the comments too if you guys want to see me do a new playthrough. Maybe do like, we could have doing really long playthroughs. I got like 6 episodes in and I'm like, but that's because I keep trying to do PvP and there's still hackers and stuff and I hate it. But if you'd like to see me do another like build a city roleplay let's play thing, it's been a really, really long time since I've attempted something like that. And the new age could be fun to explore. I could even do Sipta or Savage Wilds, so chuck it up in the comments if you can.
we want this to not like obstruct like your moment to moment gameplay. So like
I literally have a little village right here.
this will breathe like and only something I forgot to mention also is that we've added a bunch of new idle working animations to your workers as well. So while they're working the benches, I guess we get a little bit unlucky right now, but yeah.
There's that right there, the fire pit.
So but yeah, workers will just like at random. Yes. Very
Just stand on top.
Animations.
I'm sorry.
At random. Ah, yes, very good.
No. Oh, shit. Did we go too far? Go back here. You'll see what I seen.
Just like,
There's just a dude standing on top of another dude. He's seen that and was just like, never mind. It looks worse when we see you see the thing and not comment on the thing. Then you're just going, oh, that's weird. And like, oh, that'll be fixed or anything. And like acknowledging the weird thing. Because then it like makes us feel like you're not just going to ignore the community forever. And that like the shit's not going to just be super prevalent until you magically one day fix it. Just saying. But that's funny.
well, I random. Ah, yes.
Like, look. Look at him acknowledge. That's so hard. Let's watch that again. Oh god, I think I went too far again. There we go. There.
Yeah, workers will just like well, I random. Ah, yes.
Very good. Yes.
Yeah, like this.
Oh, not with these guys. They're too much.
Briefly touched on it too, but Annie said in the beginning.
Let me know if you want me to react to the new Dune stuff, because I will be playing that. I like Dune. Mum is a huge fan, grew up with the novels and the original movies, cartoons, no, series. So, yeah, that'll be fun.
Now you can change the outfits of all your thralls because they're wearing normal armor like any other thrall would. So you get a lot more visual diversity.
Yep, it's just he's just a regular guy. He's just the guy, and I can dress him up. It's perfect.
Just a regular guy.
Everyone's just their own person now. It's excellent. Even this guy. He's just a guy. He's their guy. He's their favorite person. He's just.
It's giving small boy energy. Just the small bean.
And like so any like valid points that you have within your base, your followers will automatically seek out to try to meet their needs. So for example, in this case, is your name Gordon? Nice. Yeah. Gordon here is an EP gal and is taking a
bit on the nose, but
and so like any bed that I lay out or anything that's flagged as a bed that I lay out within my base is a valid point for a character to want to sleep. For example,
cool.
We have this bench in a quiet corner of our base. This taskmaster here is
just chilling,
just having a bite by a serene brookside.
Two questions I saw come up. That
it's a little bit majestic as fuck.
The first was, will this have an effect on your thrall count? And it does now. So all of the crafter thralls you have in game now, whenever we patch this out, they'll remain items in the inventory. They should be ejected into the inventory, and then you can pick them up and place them out into the world like you would a fighter or whatever. So that will count as plus one more thrall. So now that does count against the total number of thralls you can have. And the other question that I saw was...
yeah, and server lag. That's going to be crazy. Okay. I just got a little bit sad when I realized.
How will this affect the thrall cap, particularly on official servers, right? So we limit the number of thralls players or clans can have. We're currently running performance tests with our QA department to see...
Like, are they going to count?
If we need to adjust that value.
As soon as you capture them?
Tests on it, and we want to find a good point that feels like you have a healthy number of followers, but not an unhealthy server. So it's a thing that we're working on.
So you get to choose whether you want things or protection.
We will likely announce.
Sure.
It may either appear in the patch notes or ahead of time if we decide to turn down the follower count.
Hello, does this work?
It does.
Oh, excellent. We're also gathering a bunch of questions in chat, and whenever you guys want questions, let me know. I don't want to interrupt you guys, but just letting chat know that I am collecting questions as well. So if we don't immediately answer them, like we can later on, or
yeah. We'll allow for some like some pauses for like questions from like overall questions from chat because like I know I'm just like yapping right now.
Fine.
I'm just blowing through some stuff right now, trying to get my ducks in a row. So yeah, we'll answer some questions in just a bit. Yeah.
There was one person that was asking, are crafters still active while eating or sleeping? I don't know.
Yeah. So we
answer that.
No.
We need to know.
Yeah, so
did they repeat that?
So we
I don't think they answered it.
A crafter does not have to actively be at a station anymore in order to be able to have that station craft, and that also applies to any bonuses if they're like a special crafter or like have special bonuses applied to it. So yeah, like if they're off like eating, drinking, or like sleeping, that won't affect your ability to craft. Again, like the big focus of this feature is that it does not interfere with your like moment to moment, like the core gameplay of Conan Exiles. You're still playing Conan Exiles. This is not it's not a life management sim. Yeah.
Also,
as much as I love those.
Yeah, right, exactly. We love those, but like that's not what Conan Exiles is.
People love your shirt.
Conan, I think it's ConanShop.com.
Is it Conan Shop?
Yeah. There should be a link on the Heroic Signatures website.
That is pretty cool. And also, 1 second. It's giving very this artwork, which is awesome. It was this very specifically that I was thinking of. Random Spanish Conan novel. Also, I speak a little bit of Spanish and I like Conan. We used to have a whole bunch of these cards, but unfortunately we got rid of a lot of them when we were younger and moved around a lot. I still have a couple here and there. I have a Red Sonja one somewhere. And you probably can't see it very well, but there's the Conan originals 1 and 2. We used to have them on VHS, but then they, show my age a bit then, washed away in a flood. I thought it'd be fun to one day do a react to those, probably live on stream when I eventually stream again. So keep your eyes peeled for that. It'll be pretty interesting. And if you've never seen them before, it's quite the hoot. I did just realize I don't know where my other comics are, and that's annoying. So hopefully they're somewhere safe. Anyway, where was I?
I'll put a bunch of Conan stuff in it that you can get to from the Heroic Signatures website, I believe.
I'm just gonna make a quick adjustment live,
Oh,
actually.
It's pretty cool. I kind of want one.
Oh, not. I think that used to be it.
Goes Conan the detective. Like
Oh,
the
yeah,
anime.
yeah.
Sorry, we're taking up a lot of space. So.
Nicole can show me.
Same.
Yeah, I'll find it.
She finds the shop.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of questions about your shirt. It's sick. It's really nice. I like it. Okay. Let's see. Sorry, my train of thought derailed for a second. Let's take questions from chat if we have. I know, surely you have some. What were some other things that I wanted to try to go for? Yes, go.
Sorry, did you want me to?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Sorry.
someone was asking about if it's possible to get like an Orb of Nergal type station or barber for the Thralls, now that they're permanent.
Oh, be able to like customize the appearance of.
I say Nurgle.
That sounds different.
Nagal. Sounds a little bit better than
In
Nurgle.
the long term, possibly, but you could also.
Not going to stop saying Nurgle, but
But
Just
yeah,
get more
I'm sorry.
Thrall's forehead.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm being cheeky, but yeah, in the short term, definitely not. That's a really complex interaction for just a player to be able to change the way they work. So imagining the UX for how you do it with a Thrall is a whole other set of hurdles.
Oh yeah, like yeah.
You would have to probably like.
yeah, just RNG on your sexy Thralls then.
Yeah.
I mean, change it when you interact with them.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Well, yeah. Not to get too far off topic. But yeah, it's a great suggestion, and I mean,
It could be a good mod to the Orb of Nurgle itself, right? Like since the Orb of Nurgle could have one of those slots for.
There's definitely already mods for
Put them in there.
yeah. It's an excellent suggestion, but yeah, in the immediate term, there's that won't be just suddenly manifesting itself suddenly. So, but yeah, thank you for the question. Appreciate it. Did you finally add a questing system? Funny you ask that.
Oh.
We'll get to that in a second.
Oh, okay, because
Let's see.
Age of Calamitous is one of my favorite mods because it gives.
Well, yeah. So like, yeah, they're so.
We'll get back to that question in a second. I love Age of Calamitous AOC because it adds so much end of life to the game, but it is a little overwhelming, and on a multiplayer server, it adds a lot to it. That's not necessarily great in the ways of lag. Turns the whole new beach area into an inhabitable and cool location, and there's a whole bunch of quests that you can do, which is fun. So I always kind of wanted something a bit like that in base game, not only just the journey system and how it is now, which is a little bit more questy than what it used to be like, I guess. Kind of teaches you how to play the game and where to go now a little bit more than fucking kick a tree and roll over there or whatever they used to be. But depending on how they implement the questing, if it's going to be like the Great Hunt and super not worth it, then that sucks. But if they're going to make it like the Catan Caravans and way OP, then that unbalances the game immensely. So hopefully there's a nice little balance there, like an amount you can do a day or something. And it's not just a one-time thing either, because that's boring. This is a game that they want to add life to, not just make it a playthrough. Didn't you?
Yeah, the thing is like
Interested in
every
this.
base now, like all your bases now suddenly going to. Okay. Yeah.
So much
So
laggier as
suddenly,
well.
like, all of your bases are going to have like a sudden influx of a bunch of characters that are walking around, and so yes, like they are now valid targets if your base gets attacked, and so they're yeah.
Why do
so
they
there's
hate
a constant
us?
risk, if you play on a server where your characters can be killed.
And they're a bit more vulnerable too because they're not guaranteed to fight back the way a fighter would. So you'll definitely need to balance, having the best crafters and
we got
as well.
because they count towards the throw limit, and that's not many. And if you're a single player, it's even less because you don't get the number from every time you add a tribe mate. So you're already outbalanced against like a 10-man tribe who can have 5 extra people per that at a cap of 40 or whatever it is. And I can have 20.
Can you show me the dog? That's a good question.
Oh yeah, I can show you the dog.
Maybe it's more than that. I've been playing on modded servers a lot, but regardless,
Assign the Thrall.
that dog doesn't feel like it fits in the world.
So you could pick them up and make them lay in it, like you would be able to put them somewhere else, but you can't assign it the way like you assign a spawn point for yourself. You can't force them to go to a specific one. They just use whichever one's available and closest.
Yeah, he gives strong small boy energy.
It's a small thing, but we did actually go through both maps and add Thrall rescue cages across.
Oh yeah.
He's kind of
So
adorable though.
You can find those Thrall rescue cages like Sipta has all over the Exiled lands now too, and you can rescue the barkeep.
What's the purple mist?
So you don't have to do the purge to get a tavern anymore.
Okay, that's cool that they've added the cages around because they've already added the Sipta Flotsam loot in a bunch of places around Exiled Lands. If you didn't know, you can get like cool things like dyes and potions, building materials from those crates floating in the water, usually dock-like areas. But we didn't have the cages, so we might get some jailers and stuff that we have to kill to get the cages off. And considering they already have all that stuff in Sipta, it makes sense to bring it over here because nobody plays on Sipta. Sure. Actually, nobody really be playing on the game in total, but that's beside the point.
And the purge has crafter thralls and the rewards at the end as well too, like just like it used to be.
We may have to retest the merge
want
again.
to expand more upon.
I like what they've done there with
get and recruit
the-
more followers.
the stairs with
and
the
actually recruit them
foundations.
and-
That's kind of cool. Never actually thought of doing
As
that.
opposed to the
That's crazy.
team followers from the launch. So, and that's actually a really great sort
At
of
stairs.
bullet point to move into what the next major feature for Age of Heroes is. And
That
then
could be a
we'll
big
come back to this
chaos
also, 'cause
with,
I
like,
know there
lining
might be some
stuff up,
questions
but-
about, like some of the new building pieces that are being shown off in the background here. But we'll circle back and show off like new building pieces and new all that
They're just casual meshing, I noticed. So there's that.
new stuff.
People are
in
wondering
just a
about
little
that
bit.
purple smoke.
Sometimes I'm lost for words.
Oh yeah, you mean my friend, my purple
Triangles have always been pretty meshy, but they could
Ooh.
think about
You mean
making
this-
them
this
not.
sneaky boy. Ooh.
That doesn't even come from the shop.
Who's this Cthulhu ass?
Anyway, yeah. So the corruption is so stank it's making Dennis cough.
Yeah,
through the
I
internet.
cannot
Yeah.
even smell in here.
Yeah.
It's terrible. What am I now?
Okay, yeah, and then I did see something in chat just really quick also, and something I meant to bring up at the very start. So like, in Age of Heroes, where we're continuing our commitment to releasing these new major gameplay features for free for everyone to enjoy as part of the base game. So
Thanks.
both living settlements and companions, or the new companions, will be part of the base game at launch and will not require like any kind of like paywall or like any
Good.
whatever. It's
Because that would make it
part of the
real
network.
hard to roll out.
Do for like your companions, for example, but like there's just no like you don't have to get anything else. And then like your followers will have this logic as soon as they awake
Except for like an 80 million gigabyte download.
the moment the Age of Heroes update goes live. So this is for everyone. So yeah,
Maybe I should play the test lab. I'd have to download it again. That's an effort. When does this come out? In October? Maybe. We might download the test lab and suss it.
into companions.
Yeah. Feature number 2.
Feature number 2, yeah. So what are companions? So there's a little
What are
terminology,
companions?
like clarification I just want to
Question of the day.
bring up here up front. So these companions are new, fully voice acted characters with their own special quest, like unique quest lines to be able to recruit them with their own unique passives and perks that
So like super OP
can
guys.
change depending on your choices throughout the quest line. So these companions are followers. So it's kind of like a squares. Oops, sorry.
So we're getting quests to get even more OP dudes that are possibly going to be super farmable. Might take
I
it.
think companions are followers, but not all followers are companions. It came up as a question in some of our previews that we made, so just wanted to make that clear. So yeah, Age of Heroes will launch with 2 of the such companions. I'm going to take
Yeah, that's for like
here and
Warcraft 3.
this button. We're gonna go visit the first one of which is an interesting character because I know some of you are all wondering what the heck was that pink smoke coming from. Well,
Yeah.
we're gonna find out
That's purple smoke, but yes.
something about that. All right,
Deep purple smoke. Was it on the water? I'm not sure.
let me make sure
It
I hear
is.
this, actually, because you want to hear this.
Do I?
So and I won't be going too far into this in the interest of both time and spoilers.
I will be spoiling it. Don't you worry.
What was that?
Did you hear that?
Did you hear that?
No.
Nicole's face right now. She doesn't have headphones. I do. So I heard it.
I have subtitles.
Oh, Nicole's no. What? Hold on.
Save doggo.
It would have been super funny if he accidentally killed the dog.
Excellent.
His admin command. Ooh, Cthulhu next.
Well, all right. Let's see here. What can we do? You don't hear anything?
I hear creepy noises, like corruption.
Do you hear voices? Okay. Do
Well, like-
you hear the voices?
People here?
Like,
Sorry, I forgot chat was delayed.
Parcel time?
It is a space octopus.
Yeah, me too.
I'm not a Harry Potter head, but it's kind of like that. Luffy. He better be a pirate king. I better have rubber arms. Nope, he is far more Mortal Kombat.
I think my dog is fighting something right now.
On with it.
We'll give you a little bit of a journey to go on, and this guy's a little bit long-winded in the intro here.
Fucking A he is.
He's got a story to tell. He's got a whole reason for being in the exiled lands.
Almost died. Maybe you should put some food on him.
Doing what he wants you to do. We'll give you a little bit of a journey to go on, and based on what you do during the
He's so
journey, you'll
proud
learn
of
the
that.
follower in the end.
I mean, every time I name a
We'll have
Thrall, I'm like, hee.
and different perks based on your interactions during the quest that you go on. After they're converted, there'll be like a normal follower that follows you around, and we actually also have a ton of like continued immersive voice lines for them to play whenever they follow you around the world. So they'll have things to comment on, talking about the different biomes and races and POIs and just like all sorts of stuff.
Seen someone say in chat crossbows. That would be cool. But also, bows as themselves were kind of crazy for a long time.
You'll be able to see.
Don't know
the
if they
perks
could
that are in
balance
and
it.
each perk will have a description that tells you what you did to get that specific perk during the conversion. So if you want to go through again and see the alternative version, what the other side of the perks are, and if you want to try to mix and match,
Plus, also there's some mods with it. They're all right.
Good reasons to go through and try to do all the different things, and some little fun activities to set for yourself.
Like,
part of your game.
Hyman's Arsenal.
Converting them, they actually have several hours worth of gameplay for each companion, and there are points where they'll take little breaks, and there will be logical points in the story where they need a rest, and we did that to make it so you come back the next day and continue on the next step. It meshes with the story really well, and it gives you a little bit of a break, so you don't just, if you log in, you're like, I'm playing for 1, 2, or 3 hours.
I know, I want to smash that shit out, my guys.
Character out. You can do the other stuff that you normally like to do when you're playing the game. Yeah, and here we have Andy showing
Stop limiting me.
Second one. For this one, we took a character that already existed in the world that had a little bit of environmental storytelling going on.
That smoke is
and turned it
intense.
into a deeper story for you to follow. So
Is the smoke always like that?
This is
I don't think I've ever noticed that.
I don't want to go too far into
Can't be.
some flips and chipping.
okay,
Sure.
Sure.
Don't want to get too far into
I
it.
don't say the name or anything, but
Bloody
this will be the
people.
second hidden face on the teaser image that Andy posted. Where
Well, it's on the. I mean, it's the key art's out already. It's all.
Freya's cool because her eyes are like super far apart as well. Like she's hella different.
Luffy and our gal Freya. I guess there's some mechanical questions that are like probably important to clarify. Just I guess like set expectations and no one's like unpleasantly surprised or anything. But so yeah, Freya will be the second companion that will launch with Age of Heroes. Now, as Freya is an existing character that can already be a follower, some of you may be wondering like, well, what happens if I already have Freya? So anyone that has Freya, like that has Freya, just like the old Freya, we'll continue to have that NPC, and it'll still be like the NPC named Freya with like nothing will change about that character. But after the Age of Heroes launch, the Freya that spawns in the world will no longer be accessible and will be replaced permanently by the new special companion version of Freya. So those of you with the old Freya will be able to like use her as a combat follower, but she will not have the bespoke storyline and the special perks that are available to the new Freya.
and balance wise,
So we'll probably find a few different places like that.
Standard high
Upon the land. So I'm guessing places like we've got Freya's Hovel, and then we've got like Tarman's Birth and Tharga's Stand and all of those places. I'm assuming some of those dudes are also going to become these guys. Or they could have added in extra ones, like people like I can't remember from the Ephirian journals. That guy read through the whole lore, did a whole video on it. Can't remember old mate's name. Braga. There we are. Good old Braga.
high tier Thrall kind of power gains, but the perks
Yeah, I reckon Braga's gonna be one.
power. So ultimately, they probably will be a bit stronger than normal Thralls, but it's due to the additional little bonuses they give through the perks that they get.
Yeah. The intent
Which are not statistical; they're mechanical.
I think it'd be cool too.
It's not like Freya gets.
If when in God mode, you could make it so the dude following you is maybe also in God mode, and you could then just have a guy following you and then turn off God mode for both you and them. That'd be cool. Because just sometimes it's annoying when I'm trying to film a video like this and just something's like, like a goat attacking my thing. I'm like, fuck off.
It's 5% penetration because for whatever reason, it's something that's fun that ties in with the theme of the story that you do. I also saw a couple people ask already about Sipta. These characters are bespoke made for Exiled Lands, and like Exiled Lands is our really core experience to the game, so they're only on Exiled Lands, and they take a very long time to make, and they're very cool. And I would encourage you to give it a swing, even if you don't play on Exiled Lands regularly, which the vast majority of people do.
Yeah, because they should have just added Scepter up until this whole area that goes from between here and the jungle.
And so
it was what we thought they were going to add Scepter. But instead they added Scepter as a new map.
Like, for example, like if you...
Should just been added in up there as a Redwoods.
Permanently, even with down but not out in the game now. You're not SOL. Like, you can go back and, you still have to do the quest again, but you can get another Luffy or another Frey, or, but down the line also, like in future chapters, we plan on adding additional companions in this similar vein. So you can always go back and do the quest line again and then go through...
And are they all fighters, or are some of them master crafters?
The process and then recruit them officially, and maybe you'll do different things this time to be able to see like what different perks you can get, because as Dennis said, like you get the hints on like what actions you took that led you to getting
That's a lot of videos that I'll have to make, so look forward to those guys.
That perk, or them getting that perk.
This is one of the big reasons we framed this as Age of Heroes, because these characters are heroes themselves, the companions that you go out and rescue. You as a player wind up doing heroic things to aid them in their journey, and they have their journey of a hero where they face adversity and struggle and strife, and you help them through it. Freya's questline particularly particularly is pretty gripping in that regard, I would say, where she's got some personal stuff going on, and you're gonna
So funny. That's exactly where my little town
We're all
is.
fighting battles that people can't see, right? And so like, yeah,
It's a good spot.
literal demons.
Yeah, so yeah, literal demons and the
Actually, mine's there on the other bit.
Anyway, yeah.
Better spot.
I did want to mention something real quick.
Yeah,
Sorry.
hey, yeah.
A lot of people are asking about like bug fixes and stuff, and
The other side of my
every
head.
update,
You all
we
can't
have
see that.
things coming out. We also have fixes. As well.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
lots
for
of them,
sure.
too.
Yeah.
Thank God.
There's a couple
See if let's see if they actually fix the things that need fixing.
specific ones that I just wanted to like make sure we acknowledge here on stream, just so like folks know that we were aware
Yeah.
of them at the very least. So we'll get to that in a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to talk about the content stuff first. But yeah, we do want to acknowledge a couple
There's a lot of
things.
people asking about bug fixes, so I just want to make sure people understand that we do both.
Oh, no, of course, yeah. Like as with every single update and patch we make with Conan Exiles, like even all content updates will still include various.
It's like they fix 3
like
bugs, but then they make 4 more.
And obviously, not all bugs are created equal, and so some things take a little bit longer to address than others.
In fact, some of them have taken nearly 5 years. I've been living with certain bugs in this game for that long. And I know I sound harsh. It is my favorite game. I still keep coming back and playing it, but I'd like for them to not pretend like that's a thing they do. Just be honest. A little bit of honesty would make, I think, the vast majority of the people who criticize them as developers not so much.
Oh, you know what?
I almost get back to the beginning of the video then.
Whatever. Yeah. So a couple of things that we just wanted to touch on just really quick, just to make sure you guys know that we know. 2 things that we're aware of, very high priority things, still working on it. 1, we know folks are still falling through stuff like foundations. We know.
Literally the bug I was just talking about. Do they know? Because it's been like a fucking minute. And they've actually, in fact, they fixed it like once or twice before, but then they always do something that re-corrupts it. So it used to be back in the day, if you happen to like, it first became really bad when they brought out the different DLCs like the Aquilonian and stuff. So if you put down a piece of Aquilonian amongst black ice, everything would just like, and you'd fall through and be like, bup, 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 bup. When you were being raided and you just want to touch the thing, oh my God, it brings me anxiety thinking about it. Let's not do that.
We know, and we know it sucks.
What's next?
We are working on it.
Some Bloodwood
As soon as
video.
we have more information, we will blast it to everyone, because believe me, we want it fixed too. We want it fixed ASAP too. Like, we're not here like reveling in this, like, ha ha ha, it sucks. So we're working on it.
They definitely are.
Actually,
That's literally how I envision
So
them.
for undermeshing, there were adjustments made to the system a release ago, and it's letting more people spend time under mesh, which is, hurting some
great, yeah.
ecosystems.
Meshing.
But the alternative in the short term would be that people die when they're just walking around the normal ground. So to me, it's more important that people playing the game normally don't just die for no reason when they're walking across a desert. And we're working on a fix for that undermesh system to prevent people from being able to bury themselves under the ground.
So back in the day, it was really easy to mesh. In fact, it's still really easy to mesh. They've still got open mesh holes. They fixed a lot of them, and they fixed several of the ways to mesh, but predominantly they haven't. But when you fell off an area under the mesh into the unknown or touched water, you would just simply spawn in the desert again, and that was cool. Then they took that away, but unfortunately, they made it so if you touch the outside of the meshy bit, you insta-die. And they don't acknowledge the fact that they've not fixed the meshiness of their game for 5 years enough. So when you fall through foundations and stuff, sometimes you just fully drop through or loading in, and then you die and you lose all your stuff because you don't spawn in the desert with your things. And they never put in a fail-safe, like your dead body is there or anything like that. If you happen to accidentally fall through the mesh and you haven't spent a prolonged period of time in there, literally all they had to do. If you spent like 30 seconds in the mesh and you die, you spawn in the desert at New Beach with your things. If you have been under the mesh exploring, probably don't do that because it's cheating for the most part, and then you die, then you don't get your things. That I don't feel is super hard as a coder with my little bit experience of coding that I have with what they already have in place. But I could be wrong. Could be super crazy.
Yes. So yeah, those are the 2 like major
And have been
issue things that I just wanted to acknowledge during the stream as well, because especially because I stare into the depths that is the Facebook comments and sometimes we know there's some we know the discourse about a couple of these things, so we just wanted to give you all a shout out, and we appreciate all your feedback and keeping us honest. So okay,
I really like the Worldatorium.
Let me just collect myself just really quick. So yeah, let's talk about shiny things and pretty things that are coming to the game as well. So some of you may have spied some beautiful new building pieces that are coming y'all's way. So similar to what we did recently. Oh, that's quite majestic. Excellent. Yes.
Good posture.
Just garden. You can't see him. Oh, I gotta. Oh, there he is.
Similar
It's
to what we
behind
did
my
with the
head.
Appetite sets where we went back and expanded upon an
Enjoy that.
We're going back and expanding upon existing culture sets. Most recently,
Okay.
and we're going back and adding more Argosian building pieces this
I
time.
like the round bits on the Argosian,
are titled
potentially.
under the, it's called the Argosian Observatory.
Oh, I missed out on half the building sets this season because I haven't been playing
An
much.
astrologer and stargazer bundle, and we're continuing pushing that theme with Argosian and the Corinthian themed items as well. So here,
Oh, they're making me want to spend money on this game that I don't want to spend money on, but
the new outfits. This one on the left here.
I don't like the outfits.
Corinthian academic set.
That hat is incredibly Australian.
And the Stargazer set, a Corinthian Stargazer set.
That's kind of cool, ugly colors to Christmas.
I like the wide brim.
It's literally the colors of what I'm wearing. But
Big hat fan, stand up.
Hey man, I got a big noggin. I like big hats. What can I say?
reminds me of those cool cats.
With clan emblem support coming y'all's way. So of course,
That's
this will
kinda cool.
based on whatever your clan's logo is. New curved ceiling pieces.
That's cool.
And some new. Actually, I'm gonna.
Stairs. Did you show the stairs already?
Did I show the stairs? Oh, we have a couple other buildings that I wanted to just show off really quick. I hope I'm
Are
going
you
to
going to come back to that?
the what?
Are you going to come back to that?
What's that? The base?
Yeah. There was another thing you didn't show.
Oh. Well, yeah. I always get mixed up here. Hold on one second. Yeah. The really cool ceiling thing. Yeah. Wait. Oh God, I'm so lost.
It's
now.
underneath you.
But we had the little like structure thingies. Hold on one second. Sorry, I'm
quite like that pagoda.
around here. I'm so sorry.
he's lost in the
I'm lost in the sauce.
too
Chat.
dark.
I am so sorry. Yeah, I really should just turn it on. Jesus, what am I doing here?
One of the hardest things about
Sorry.
showing stuff for us is the glare on the screen.
Yeah, it's too dark. Sorry. Yeah.
Whenever it's dark and we have so many lights around us that just wash the screen out.
You know, and
Yeah, it is pretty
I like the
crazy,
first
not gonna lie,
few
just
videos
having
I've
that
done,
one
like,
light
doing, like, previews and,
into
like,
my eyeballs.
previews and stuff like that too, and I've done this whole walkthrough like 8 or 9 times now, and I'm still losing myself in the sauce. It's man.
It's just him playing this game, it would seem. Also me, though.
Oh yeah.
Most of my own source constantly. Well,
Yes.
I like
Because
that
I'll never take a moment
thing.
to not hype up our incredible art team. I like to highlight.
Oh, astrology ceiling.
The lighting and the glare. It's
That's fucking sick.
Just gorgeous parallax and layering of this material, and the way the reflection, the way
What
the
the
light hits,
fuck?
Oh, it's just it's yummy. It's good.
It is very good.
I love the texture.
I agree with him very much.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Exterior surface.
Oh, it's so good. I love it. And
And
then
then
like
tell someone
all these little details.
sand it, wiped it.
It's like
Each
roughed
one of these
up
corners has a different
jelly.
phase. And I think what was the trivia you were saying about these various like signs here?
Yeah, there's an RPG book that has the Aquilonian astrological calendar, and we pulled that out and made little symbols for each of those, so they actually kind of tie up with the lore as well.
Yeah,
That's cool.
and it's really cool that reference was already there, and it's just cool to throw that in there as a touch. So yeah, if any of our art team is watching, you're thank you. Let's see, where were other things that I
Pretty into astrological paraphernalia, as you can see by my backgrounds. Like me some witchy shit.
yeah.
Step 2.
Where was the pineapple again?
Like I'd straight up have a giant planetarium-y thing in my house.
Floundering a little bit, and I apologize. I thought
In real
it was,
life.
let's
That big
see
metal
here.
thing,
So,
just
in the meantime, while I
take up a whole
around
room
little
just
bit,
to look at it.
Let me take a couple more questions.
Sick.
first.
I'd almost learn just to make one of
Oh
those.
yeah, let's just take a look at the build while I'm like floundering around and flying.
Pretty sure I would need to do more than just learn to weld to make one, but I can dream.
Can we level workers to get better bonuses?
There we go.
No, that
I didn't even think of that question.
Originally, it still might become a thing in the future.
Probably a good thing because I don't want to go out and take them and level them
This
unless
question is gonna probably be a no.
they could do it with them crafting stuff. They get XP and I don't have to take them out fighting. Because fuck that. I barely have fighters as is because of that.
So you cannot romance companion,
Yeah, I can with mods. I do believe it's Chains of Hyboria.
and that's
It's a lot. It's a lot. Be prepared, but that's
actually where the conversation started.
of course it is.
That was one of the very first things we talked about with companions.
Of course it is.
I chose not to go that route is because I think that when games do that, even when it's done at its very best,
Oh, I like the windows.
cringe.
Oh, I disagree.
I respectfully disagree with you, Dennis, but
It's very,
I'm not.
it's
I know. I'd Riz Braga.
interactions that we have in Exiles and the amount of time.
Go find me a Conan.
It's not
A little bit of Freya, a Delencia.
I think it would
Got Delencia in my pocket.
It would take an immense amount of voice acting and options where we already have a lot more voice acting than we've done in this chapter, and it would take significantly more to make it convincing.
And some of the voice acting, especially like the pirates that are meant to sound like, I guess, Australian. I don't even know, but fuck me, it's funny.
A lot of animation, and in our companion quests, they'll emote and stuff during the things, but it's kind of very typical, almost MMO looking kind of interaction with the player when you're talking to them.
Sing for me now, or you'll swing for me later.
Real intimate interactions with the player, right?
Pokey, mate.
Yeah, a lot of people agree with you, which is like, I'm pretty surprised. But yeah, someone was just like, no.
Yeah, someone said that's okay. We have mods.
That's also true. Yeah.
I think in long story short is that's just not the vision that I think we have for Conan Exiles. And
it would be awesome.
As much as I support that, yeah.
It really would be cool, but it's a very big task for
yeah.
I think I mentioned this in another video as well, reacting to them, but one of the very first big updates they released when I first started playing it on console, we had a multitude of issues. We were still falling through foundations. In fact, we could raid people by running at walls at speed. They, instead of fixing any of that, made boobs bouncier, which, the important thing.
a small group of people.
We weren't complaining, but we did think it was funny.
Getting my brain back on track here. So yeah, this is the pineapple that we were just talking about.
He's too distracted by romancing thralls.
Some of the new building pieces are these. Oh, wait, why is it? Oh, is it because of that? No, I thought I had it on.
It's just copy the piece. You can't copy the
Yeah,
piece.
so you should be able to stack these up.
Yeah, really love fix that.
Open the hammer. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and sorry, these are all. Sorry, our team. I know these are all for placeholder icons. Please don't kill me. I'm sorry.
How dare you have ugly placeholder
These are
icons.
just like, yeah, oops. Yeah, if you
I really
want
like
your
windows, so that's sick.
windows to just get really, really, really tall. Like you can just go.
windows.
Yeah,
We
really,
like that.
Long windows, big long windows, as high as your eye can see.
There used to be a limit, but now they don't have a limit. And now you can have sky bases, but then they fixed sky bases, but did they?
Coded into the game, I imagine. However high you could go with regular.
I really like the domey.
Oh yeah, and I want to do 50.
I like the onion roof,
this
the
is
domes.
what I was
Thick.
looking for, but it features all the same things that we've already
I do
shown.
sometimes things like that with the pointy ones. So
Of course, comparisons. Another look at the ceiling with a little bit less glare and lighting.
I'm assuming that's like a one-stop ceiling shot pot. You get that building shape of a gazebo.
That's right. So there's new wall decorations like that coming elsewhere. So these are all going to be available through the bazaar. And it's important to note, and also as a reminder for folks, starting with the Age of Heroes, there will no longer be a battle pass. So the system is completely retired, and so all the resources that went into creating the battle pass, if you would like to.
Did they realize that was a bit money hungry and people don't love that?
Right, yeah, we diverted back into gameplay. So
I'm really glad that's leaving.
You convert a companion into a follower, you get some rewards that come with that. So you'll learn to be able to make some new like armor pieces.
And they're just going to have regular DLCs again because
The theme of that character.
that'd be cool. Because I also don't love the bazaar shop, but
Stinky friend in our base.
just have battle passes. Just don't have DLCs, I mean. Much easier.
Yeah, the resources that would have gone into creating the battle pass just went into creating new
It's wise.
either gameplay features or new rewards from
Took them a bit too long to figure that out, but it's a good idea.
cooking up things for beyond this as well, of course, and so there'll be new bespoke rewards for both companions and the new features that we're working on beyond this as well.
That's kind of cool too, because like it sucks when you have stuff from the battle pass, but your tribe mates can't use it because they didn't play during that season, so they can't ride your ghost horse. But you go out and get a horse, and you think you'll skin it as a ghost horse because it's sick. But never mind, because they can't ride it. And just to rub salt in the wound, you've called it clan taxi, but that they can't use it. So
Those are the main two features to use, and then whatever else we wanted to touch on. Let's see. Oh, what are some other like fun new buildables that we're also adding with the update? I think we were talking about.
Yeah, there's a lot of new ambient life interactions for
I was going to say something, but I'm not.
We went through the list of stuff and found all kinds of things we can make animations for. Andy's fun hour now.
Get on with it. Kind of need to pee.
Just the William Dafoe.gif.
Lighthouse.jpg.
10 minutes. Oh, toilet.
Sorry.
Hate it when you get your foot stuck in the toilet.
Well. Oh yeah, and you can if you need to clean it out.
It's got an inventory.
You've got an inventory.
You connect the dots.
A single new
We had
food
some
placeable.
But yeah,
There's
new placeables.
there's other. I think the
Whatever.
stop tub is in that same.
That's
menu.
right. Yeah. Did we place one over here, or wasn't there one over here? Oh no, that's right. Yeah,
It's wiped, right?
Yeah, we replaced that. That's right. There we go.
Oh,
Yeah, so this is
Big.
this is an interactable grape stomping tub. You can just like get into.
grapes.
that's kind of cool. Super essential.
No, I
Unfortunately
suggested
not.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, if it had produced boot wine.
Okay. So yeah. And then,
Yeah, they definitely need to lower the bazaar prices. And then I think a lot more people would buy a lot of these things. That Thrall is still chilling there.
We'll, of course, that's just for the first chapter of Age of Heroes, and there'll be future chapters, of course, and we'll be adding new features as well, which we're not ready to talk about today, but stay tuned and we'll have more information coming your way very soon. In fact, yeah, we had a little playtest of one of them last night, and apparently they seem to really like it. So,
Oh yeah.
Any closing remarks or anything like that? Are there any other questions that from chat that anything?
Plenty, just depends on how many you want to answer.
Well, I mean, we've got some time. If folks want to ask some questions, that's totally fine.
Yeah, and feel free to pick from the chat as well.
Yeah.
They're just going to avoid all the lower bazaar prices.
One last thing before that. Yeah. So,
He sees them. He's reading them. He sees them.
Right now we're aiming at a public beta for August 22nd. That may shift around.
That's crazy. That's literally today.
So we're doing our
Like the crafter thralls won't be automatically converted to thralls that get dumped into the world. So your thrall limit should technically stay the same whenever you log in. Because, right now it's just like fighters, dancers, bearers, whatever. They'll all still be the same.
Do I have to place the thrall after I capture it? They didn't answer that.
Going back to the question of, what happens to your thrall cap? Nothing whenever you log in. Like you shouldn't lose anything because the thralls will be converted into an item that you still have to place out. Unplaced thralls don't count, so they won't count until you put them down.
So you still do have to place items.
Next question, please.
Oh yeah, fluffy cat.
We're going over that so quickly.
If companions needed to eat and sleep.
Right, yeah. If companions eat and sleep, I'm sorry, I don't know if Nicole's mic was on, but it's just cosmetic. It's they basically portray life. They don't actually need to sleep. There's no penalty if they don't sleep or if they don't eat. It's just a behavior they want to execute.
Yeah. There's no like constant upkeep with relating to this system.
Doesn't
So like
cost items to feed them.
Yeah. So like like followers will still like eat food. Part of like
Almost do a
system, like,
beta
dog really or like
playthrough,
characters will still eat that.
but they changed so much
But like if
from the beta to the actual release that it's almost not worth it.
Like a character.
Why I deleted it.
I need to eat. Like it's not going to physically deplete your.
But I'm
any
tempted.
consumables or reserves or anything like that. Like again, we don't want the possibility of these random interactions or random events potentially blocking moment-to-moment gameplay because it would suck if if the thrall took some nice like high-level crafting like food material that you were hoping to save up or something like that or something like that. Yeah, it would be unfortunate. So how do companions interact with the admin panel? That is actually a really good question. Oh yeah,
Well, they spawn like a normal thrall would be. I think the only caveat is they won't receive their perks normally. So if you spawn one, there's actually a second set of commands you have to use to actually give them a perk from the A/B choice. So if you want to spawn one manually, you can, but you also have to have that second set of commands, which we'll probably publish with the mod information about them, which if it's available, it should be available.
Gotcha. Let's see. I know there was another. There was another question about. There's a bunch of stuff here. What about thralls that are already in boxes? I imagine that they will be unaffected. Like what? I mean, if they're in storage, they're just in storage. Yeah. So
we're going to still be able to stall thralls.
Is the foundation in the game? I can't remember off the top of my head. Is it 256 units or 512 units or around that?
I don't know.
Why would they know?
If anyone on the team is watching, can someone message Nicole and pass the info along? Because I'd like to show like what 50 meters actually like looks like in game. Because it does not really like a real world.
It can't be 512. That would be huge.
So I would imagine. Okay.
Half height of a character is around 88. So.
Oh. So I guess 200 something is probably more in line. Is there a range? No, there's no rangefinder or anything like that. Yeah. Oops. Let's see.
Nope, didn't add that to your game ever.
Let's see. Any other questions from chat while I'm milling about here? Any answer from?
So there were some concerns about the living settlement systems affecting performance. Is that something that we are looking into?
Yeah. We mentioned it a bit earlier, but
sorry.
Yeah,
Because this is not what this game needs.
Our QA team is running
Performance issues.
passes on that now to report back to us, and then we'll adjust. Keep an eye on that. If there are, they'll come to just the official server caps. Anyone on a private server would still have to change whatever they want their caps to be, and single player is going to be largely unaffected because living settlement stuff doesn't run when you're not there. So there's no real performance impact when you're not actually observing thralls.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they just go idle. So they say there's no like calculations being done if there's no one to witness it. It's like does a tree fall in the forest if no one's around, et cetera, kind of stuff. But yeah.
And one foundation is 256. So 5 of them makes 1,000. 5 times that is 5,000 roughly. It's a little more, but
okay, great. So let's see. I think that about will do it if we have no further questions. And then we'll have a follow up to this as well. Like we'll have
didn't answer anything
explaining like specific things and feature showcases, and then we can do another round of like Q&A or
Well, that was interesting. They after 5 or so years are planning on fixing Falling Through Foundation, so we can look forward to that. And they're adding those quests, which could be pretty cool depending on how they implement them. I am pretty intrigued. We'll probably suss it out, make a little video here or there. Let me know in the comments what you thought. Are you looking forward to these things? Did you agree with my takes? Because I know not everybody does. But mostly what I can remember about that whole hour is that we're getting sick astrology decorations and normal battle pass, which I like. They didn't touch upon the barrage of chat that was saying lower the bazaar prices, so we'll see. But like just from a math point of view and a sales point of view, like make it a butt ton cheaper, and then people are going to be more willing to buy the thing because it's cheaper. So therefore you'll sell more of them rather than make it really expensive, especially when it's not like really perceived value and people just kind of want it because of FOMO, which sucks. You're going to get a whole lot less people doing it, and you're basically just down to your whales who like everything. So that's dumb. If you make it cheaper, you'll sell a lot of it, and you will then still make your money back. So it's not like it's demeaning its value in any way in this instance. Like if I was to make this necklace really cheap, people might think it's a shitty product, but if I was to price it a lot more expensive, people would be almost inclined to think it is better just because of its price. I do just keep it a medium price so everyone can have the chance to afford my stuff, but the principle in this is completely different because I don't want to pay $20 for a chair skin. I would pay $1, maybe, probably not, but that's an extreme example. It's still like a $20, it's still a chair skin. Like I know what it is when I'm buying it. The $20 doesn't make me think it's super heaps better. I just go, wow, that's overpriced, you know? So I don't think they're really working with the right business analogies.
We're always reading your comments and
But they're always reading the comments. So it was hilarious for me to unclick on the video. I misclicked with my mouse. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna go edit this and pop it up so it's out kind of soonish. Look forward to more Soul Mask content, a bit of Conan coming out too. And I've been playing a lot of Once Human. If you haven't checked it out, it's free and pretty fun. Yeah, so I've got a whole lot of stuff coming out. Don't mind my stroke. Having a whole bunch of stuff on that coming out soon. And probably gonna start live streaming again. I know I say that sometimes and then I don't do it, but I actually miss having a chat here and there with y'all one-to-one rather than just responding to comments. So when I get a little bit more time in my life, hopefully that will become an actual thing. So until next time, if you like this video, consider subscribing if you're not already. It means a bunch. Check out one of these videos coming up. And until next time, I hope you have an excellent day, evening, night, morning, whatever it may be, have a good one.